Alexander the Great healed his wounds from battles with him. He is said to have been used by Cleopatra as part of her beauty regime. Known to ancient Greek, Indian, and Chinese doctors, Egyptians called it the plant of immortality. It has been used by mankind for at least 4,000 years. Its name means bitter and shiny substance. For us, it's just aloe. The Franciscan friars used it to treat many diseases such as cancer and spread it all over the world, preparing a syrup with aloe, honey, and a spirit like whiskey and brandy. They preferred aloe arborescens and as a second choice, aloe vera. Even today, many people turn to monks to buy them the famous aloe syrup. I lost count of number of people that have told me they were cured with this plant. So many that it's hard to believe it's just a placebo effect. But are there any scientific studies? There are a lot of publications. If we look at PubMed from USA, one of the largest search engines for scientific studies in the world, we see more than 4,000 publications on aloe vera, less on aloe arborescens, and on cancer even less with this one, and much more with the famous aloe. But there are studies, and today the evidence has shown that it is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antibacterial and antiviral, anti-rheumatic, anti-diabetic, anti-tumor, anti-cancer, and accelerates wound healing, among other actions. Studies in vitro, studies in animals and humans. Studies that only came to confirm what the ancient books already talked about this plant. One of the biggest mistakes of the current society is to mock and forget the legacy of our ancestors. Quoting George Santayana, those who do not know the past are condemned to repeat it. In cancer, there are studies and more studies and more studies. For something that doesn't have a pharmaceutical patent, there are even a lot of studies. When someone tells me there are no studies, what they are really trying to say is that they haven't wasted a minute looking. They are just repeating what others have told them, like parrots. Of course, it doesn't cure everything. There is nothing that fits all, but I completely understand why so many people have told me that this cactus saved their lives. While science is looking for funding to understand the oncological potential of aloe, we can use it as a prophylaxis to reduce the risk of some gastrointestinal diseases. Studies have shown it can prevent bowel cancer, stomach cancer, reduce intestinal polyps, help close anal fistulas, fissures, and hemorrhoids. In my experience, supported by scientific studies, it's one of the best remedies for stomach and intestinal ulcers. And it's also one of the fastest to heal. And it's also amazing for intestinal bowel diseases, both in prevention and treatment. A randomized, double-blinded, placebo-controlled study carried out in England, which means a study in which doctors did not know what they were giving and patients did not know what they were taking to avoid the placebo effect, showed that aloe is effective for treating ulcerative colitis. Another study has shown that it is also safe and effective in irritable bowel syndrome. If you are prone to polyps, ulcers or fissures or other gastrointestinal problems, take 1 tablespoon of aloe juice every day. It can be 1 piece of aloe gel of the same size. Just cut a fresh leaf, an outer leaf of a 5-year-old plant is better, and keep it in the fridge. It can be also aloe syrup, but I don't recommend it usually because it has a lot of sugar and sometimes alcohol that can cause diabetes or liver problems. I do not recommend as well that you do it non-stop. The only thing we should do every day is water. All foods should be seasonal to avoid developing any intolerance or toxicity. A quarter a year, it's okay, or even 2 quarters. Alternate with lemon water, for example. The secret of life is in these little things. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next one.